All right, people, I'm going to tell you my thoughts, review. This is going to be a full spoiler on Prey, which is the sequel to the Predator franchise movies. So if you don't want to hear what I got to say, it's going to be a full spoiler. Don't check it out until after you've seen it. But if you have watched it, check it out and see whether or not you agree with my thoughts on this. Let's go.
And here we go.
And here we go. Before I get into my review on the Prey movie, go ahead and let's do this right here for me. First, if this is the first time you're viewing my channel, please subscribe. I don't want you to miss anything that I do, and I need your subscribership to get me to that hurdle. I've been stuck on 1,400. I'm trying to get to 1,500, so please do that for me. Also, hit the notification bell. I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Give me that thumbs up. Thumbs down no longer applies. Don't even worry about thumbs down. Give me thumbs up because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Don't ask me why. All I know that it does. Also, leave me a comment. All your comments, I take the time and read. I look forward to reading your comments to see whether or not we're on the same page. And sometimes we are, sometimes we aren't. But anyway, thanks for your comments. I will respond back to you. Now, the movie I'm going to talk about today is Prey. It is the sequel to the Predator movies. You know, the first movie came out was originally done with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was one of the all-time greatest uh, whatever genre it is, sci-fi thriller movie. It was a hit. Also came out a few years later was Predator 2 starring Danny Glover, which is one of my favorites. It's kind of the 1A, 1B between the Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Danny Glover. And my next one I like is Predator, starring Adrian Brody. Those are my top three. The rest of them, this right here is not good as those three to me, but it's way better than Alien versus Predator. Alien versus Predator Requiem is definitely better than the Predator. And yeah, let's just don't talk about those three. We're just going to talk about Prey. Predator 1 is the best. Predator 2, 1A, 1B. Predators is better. And then this falls is my number 4. But Prey, basically, it's a sequel to, like I said earlier, Predator. The director is Dan Trachtenberg. I think he did a movie called 10 Cloverfield, where I think he received critically acclaimed, and he received some kind of award for it. A lot of people like that. I wasn't a fan of Cloverfield, but um, nevertheless, he was the director of that. It was a successful movie. Um, but his name is Dan Trachtenberg. Um, the lady that starred in this, well, to me, the star of the show was Amber uh, Mid Thunder. Her name in here was Naru. I think I'm pronouncing it right, correctly. It's Naru. Naru. And then, of course, her brother, who was to me was the co-star, his name was Dakota Beavers, and his name was Tabe, Taabe, Tabe. Um, Tabe. Here's a picture of Tabe, and of course Naru, where they were fighting the predator together. Tabe basically became the war chief because he was able to defeat a lion and kill a lion that took one of their tribesmen. He was able to go and defeat it and bring the lion back. So that made him, like, I guess, the head killer. But basically, this movie is about. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Is Naru? She's female, of course, and she wants to be a hunter. She has practiced her skills with this hatchet, and she is very proficient with this hatchet. They show her practicing and stuff. Yeah, her little sidekick's little dog. I can't think of the dog name, but she's very proficient in throwing this hatchet, and she wants to go through some kind of test, I guess, for the warriors. Mainly, I think it's really for men, but she wants to be, I guess, the first female to go through these trials to be declared a hunter. So she is trying to convince her mother and her brother. They're the opening act is that they're at this river or something, and they're hunting. And the brother's telling her a story, and you can see an eagle or some type of bird flying through, and he's telling her a story about what he went through his trials, and she's bored and falls asleep. While she does that, he shoots the eagle down and claims the bird. And she said, "Well, I was waiting for the bird to come back this side because now you got to go through the water to get the bird." Nevertheless, the brother, he is proficient and he um, is good at hunting and defeating stuff. But he know that his sister, I think he don't want to admit it at first, but he knows his sister has that same skill set. But I think it's traditionally that the women have a certain place in the tribe and the men have a certain place. But she's trying to break that mold. Well, she's determined to, like I said, become a hunter, and so she goes out and stuff. And then at one point, she sees, she called it a sign, but she sees a predator ship landing, and they don't know what it is at first, but she sees it. She says it's a sign that she's to do her test and stuff, and she tells her brother and other tribesmen in the group, but they kind of laugh and make fun at her, poke fun at her, and basically, kind of I don't want to stay too long on it, but she uh, she goes and she starts practicing trying to get different animals and stuff, and she keeps missing. She goes after this rabbit one time, and she determines that and figures out that she has to have a better way because when she misses, she has to run and get to retrieve the axe to throw again. So she ties this vine around it, and then she practices with it, and now she's able to throw the axe, snatch it with the vine, and make a quick throw, and then she kills a bunch of rabbits and stuff when she's figured out and masters this new tool and stuff that she has, this new weapon. Fast forward and going on through it is that basically she tells her brothers because she sees they fast forward we see the predator. He's out and he's challenging different animals. He doesn't know that humans are alive on this thing or where it's progressed. He don't know that humans are alive on this planet. He's mainly there to hunt the vicious animals like the wolves. One time he kills a rattlesnake. He kills this bear, this giant grizzly bear. But first thing he kills is this rattlesnake. But when he kills a rattlesnake, he skins it and like he always does, and I guess takes the head for the trophy, whatever. And the girl she finds it because the predator has scared the lion out of his territory, and the lion comes and attacks one of the people, one of the tribesmen, and they track it down and find it. But she sees the footprint. She says, "This is something different. This is not a bear and stuff." They think it's a bear at first. She They find a guy. She treats him, and they take him back to the camp. She said, "I got to warn my brother because her brother's still out there chasing this lion, trying to track this lion." So they get to the brother, and of course, the lion attacks. He attacks one person. I don't know if he killed it or not. I can't remember. And attacks her, but the brother saves her, brings her back to the camp. And then they show him. Well, they don't show him, but he goes back out and he kills the lion, comes back, and that's when he's declared the war chief. Well, the next day she's upset, whatever. So she goes out hunting for herself, trying to prove that she can do it. And that's when, like I said earlier, she perfects this weapon, the hatchet with a string on it. She makes it out of a vine, so she's able to quickly throw the axe and pull it back to her and catch it and throw quickly again versus running to get the axe out of her target. So when she does that, um, she tracks the bear, and then the bear smells them because the wind shifts, whatever, and he comes in and he attacks them and this kind of stuff, running after them. The dog diverts the bear from her, and then she gets her axe and she goes after to try to save the dog. The dog comes back towards her, and that's when the bear comes and he's running at her, and she dives into this beaver's den. And he's trying to get at her and get at her and get at her, and then all of a sudden the bear just stops. We see the predator, but he's kind of in like the invisible mode. So he fights the bear and stuff, and she sees it, and then he ends up killing the bear and holding the bear over his head, and the blood from the bear dribbles down and it covers him. So it kind of shorts out the invisible cloak he has, and she can see what the hell it is, and she's scared this time. And she runs, and then she runs into some French people, and then they kidnap her and stuff, and they kidnap the brother, and then they was using them as bait. So Another part of the movie, she sees this field full of buffaloes, but the French people skin the buffaloes, whatever. But she didn't know what did it. You think the predator does it, but it's actually her. I mean, the French people. So the French people know about the predator. So they don't tell us how they know, but they know there's something out there. And so they try to use the Indian girl. Well, they try to use Naru and Tabe as bait, and they cut Tabe so the blood can smell, and they put him in the middle of this field, like this right here, what we're seeing right here. They put him in the middle of this, and then the predator comes. And of course, he uses his special that laser sight stuff. He just goes through and kills all of them. And her and her brother's trying to fight, but she gets away, and then she gets in this trap that the French people, like a bear trap, and the predator is right on her tail. But for some reason, since he senses, I guess she's not a threat, he doesn't kill her. So her and her brother, they try and strategize, fight the predator, and then of course the brother right here, he has the upper hand on the predator at first, but then the predator kills the brother. Then she goes and then she devises a plan to kill the predator, and this is how the predator looks. He's a primitive predator, but he's technologically advanced, but not as advanced as the predators that we've seen from Arnold Schwarzenegger, from Predators, from Danny Glover, or the Super Predator. He's not that advanced. He doesn't have the laser gun, but he has like the tracking, the heat tracking. He has a targeting system, but his targeting shoots these spears that he holds on his spear gun. Of course, you got that shield, and he got this uh, katana-like thing on his back. You got a net. The net can, like we've seen in Alien versus Predator and Requiem, he has that, but he is not as technologically advanced as we've seen other predators. So of course they try to fight him, and he goes through the Indian party, the Comanches, and of course she's spared. Um, she fights him here in this scene. She's fighting the predator, and she gets the best of him, and then she figures out a way to take his helmet, which has the tracking device in it. See it right here. I don't know if you can see my arrow, but he has the tracking on it. So she figures a way to get that off of him, and she sets it up, and she kind of draws him into a little trap like Arnold Schwarzenegger did in the first Predator, and like quicksand. It's like a quicksand. She fell into the quicksand pit, the first part of the movie, and so she knows where's it at. So she puts a little trap around the quicksand, and of course the predator falls in the quicksand, but he's able to get out. He's coming at her, but she's able to get the targeting helmet off of his head, and then she figured out that, and she saw something happen that if whenever the targeting comes on somebody, the arrows will go wherever the target is. So she got the target helmet sitting towards him, aimed at his head, and so when he shoots the arrows come around on and they like heat seeking, and they go right back to him. And the arrows, his own arrows, shoot him in the head and kill him. So basically, she cuts his head off. She goes back to the tribe, and she is declared the war princess. And that's kind of how it goes off. Um, to me, this movie was okay. I'm not gonna say it was great because it wasn't great. To me, I was a little underwhelmed. The first hour was very slow to me. It kind of dragged, but because I'm a Predator fan, I hung in there with it because I saw the trailer. I saw some of the fights in there, so I wanted to see what it was. So I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this a C minus. C minus. Um, I do not think it would have been very good in theaters. I would have felt like I lost my money if I went to it and watched it in theaters, but I didn't. Um, it's good enough to watch if you're a Predator fan. Watch it at the comfort of your home. Like I said, it's on Hulu. In case you didn't know you and don't have it, it's definitely on Hulu. Like I said, the Predator was played by an actor named Dane DeLigrio. Now he wasn't bad. The Predator looked good. It looked menacing. Um, he was a more leaner, taller Predator versus the ones we've seen in the past. But the Predator, the look was good. The problem with the Predator, to me, the story was just a little slow. But as far as the shooting, camera shooting, it looked good. Special effects looked good. Like I said, nothing wrong with the effects or the way the movie was shot. To me, it was just nothing wrong with the music. The music was fine. To me, it was just a little slow. Okay, it was like an hour and some change. If it had been 2.5 hour movie, I don't know how they could have improved upon this. So I guess it's good as a sequel. At least we saw where they come from. One cool thing too, if you watch Predator 2, there's a old gun that Danny Glover, the Predator throws to Danny Glover. I believe that same gun was in this movie as well, or a similar gun, because we can see it's like a revolutionary gun that the French guy gave to Naru and showed her how to load the gun up. Because at some point in the movie, she shoots the Predator in the back of the head with the gun, but it doesn't kill him. But this Predator can take a lot of punishment. I mean, he was stabbed, shot with bow and arrows, cut and stuff, and it was like she said, "I don't think I can kill it," but the brother assured her that if this thing can bleed, we can kill it. So, of course, same scenario. One thing this didn't have, it didn't have the self destruct that we see in other Predators. Did not see that. I don't know whether that's an improvement they put on in the Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Danny Glover one, but in this movie, it did not have a self destruct mechanism on its arm. Or if it did, it didn't show us. Um, didn't speak at all. Didn't talk like the other ones do. Um, I think this is, like I said, the primitive form of the Predator. They hadn't quite got technologically advanced as we've seen the other ones. So this was more of, I guess, to try to suit the times. And I don't think he was really going after the humans. I don't think he knew humans even existed until he saw them interact with him, based mainly on Naru, because she was so eager and stuff. But he was mainly going after the animals, the most vicious animals on the planet. It was a wolf one time. He fought with a wolf, killed a wolf. Like, of course, I said the bear, the rattlesnake. So I think he was trying to hunt the wolves, of animals on the planet, and not necessarily the humans. But like I said, if you're a Predator fan, check this out. Like I said, it's an okay movie. I'm not going to say it's great. I've seen much better. I've seen worse as well. But tell me what you think. Please leave a comment. Please shoot me a comment and let me know what you think. I will definitely respond to it. Catch me later on tonight on Rob Storm's channel. We're going to be discussing this as well. And like I said, check out Prey. If you are a Predator fan, which I am very much a Predator fan, this is something you want to see just to tie in to the whole lure of it. Like I said, this was the prequel of it, the beginning of it. I know there were some people who saying like, "Well, what happened to the male action hero?" This wasn't. I didn't think anything about that. This was a good movie. Both the male and the female were badass in their own right. It just so happened the brother kind of sacrificed himself to the sister to live, and then she took advantage of that. She didn't let his death go in vain. And like I said, she had this hatchet with the string, man, to where she could use that hatchet and string was very, very impressive. So, like I said, movie's okay. My grade for it is a C minus. But check it out. Tell me what you think. Please, like I said before I go, leave a comment, and I will definitely respond to your comment. So until next time, talk to you later. Peace.